We're on the back deck approaching the rear companionway into the main cabin. This is the main seating area. Come back here. I apologize for the storage. There's kind of a library. Right now we have a lot of ship stores here from another project. We come back to the galley table, circle around, more of the galley again, a refrigerator, freezer, galley stove and sink. We turn around, we go forward. Now we're heading towards the wheelhouse. On our starboard side we have chart table and nav station with charts stored underneath the table. And then turn around, we come up forward, wheelhouse. I'll back up a little bit here. Steering's on the port side. Typical marine instruments, fathometer, which is new, radar, engine gauges, rudder angle indicator. I apologize for the lighting. We're having a snowstorm and it's rather bright out. Autopilot, VHF, etc. Compass, shifting controls, and then over to the starboard side we have another monitor for the piloting and plotting, keyboard for the computer, another small nav station, and wheelhouse door going out the starboard side. After coming down the stairs from the wheelhouse on the starboard side, there's a head, cabinets, sink, shower. We're now in the forward head and shower area. A couple of lockers, more lockers on the port side. The heating panels you see are all hot water boiler. It's currently 20 degrees out and it's easy to maintain the heat in the boat. Off to the starboard side from the forward head we have another stateroom with 2 bunks. It's currently being used for storage and maintenance materials for the boat. And then as we go forward once more through the locker, as we step through the shower in the forward head, there's a locker door. You can step through and you go in and you're into the forward chain locker and basically line storage, forecastle, ample lines for all occasions, lots of mooring. There's 450 feet of 3/4 stud link chain, and then a ladder going up the forward companionway to the foredeck. This is the companion ladder coming down from the wheelhouse. On the port side there's a stateroom with 2 bunks and a locker, and then some shelving for bedding and life preservers underneath. So we spin around and go forward. This would be the main salon, or main cabin. And on the starboard side there's a nice queen size bunk and a locker for gear storage, clothes, whatever else, and then 2 more hanging lockers on the outside of the main bunk. Now I'm going aft from that companionway ladder, and there'll be a stateroom on the starboard side. And then as we spin around, we step into the what I call the workshop, generator engine room, workbench all the way around, tool storage cabinets, various stuff in there, and then back on the starboard side, a washing machine. Up above we have shore side isolation transformer, a pressure washer for cleaning the decks and whatnot, wet exhaust for the 4 kW generator, which is mounted below the workbench in this area. After going through the workshop, we heading aft. We have a hydraulic pump for the boom and the anchor winch, electric, autopilot, engine expansion tank, bilge suction manifolds for emergencies, main engine 3406 Caterpillar, and we spin around. We have more radiant heaters, and then looking forward, an electrical panel with appropriate gauges. This is 240 single phase and 120 volt, and then the generator control panel. Below that, Raycor filters for the fuel system on the main and the generators and the boiler. Heading through the engine room again, there's a 12 kW generator on the starboard side. This is a 1,000-gallon stainless steel freshwater tank. Port side has an inverter, batteries, engine gauges. Come back to the boiler and boiler pumps. I'm now heading aft from the engine room to the rear stateroom. There's 4 storage lockers on the starboard side. Then looking down, a queen size bed. Those are locker doors going into the lazarette. The companionway ladder going up the aft hatch. Coming around, still looking aft, more lazarette locker doors, some bunks on the port side. 1 bunk's on top of the other, 4 bunks total in this area. And then as we come around and looking forward, we are now in the aft head. There's a nice little shower. This is a great shower when the seas get really bad, because you can squeeze yourself in and it's all the way aft. Here we have the aft head and aft sink, and with the cedar ceiling on the sides. A little closer look of the lazarette now as I go back aft. We're now inside the laz storage area. Looking around, there's the rudder tube coming down and various storage areas. And I go down below this deck, and then there's what you're seeing is just the framing for the horn timber and associated stern of the boat. Very heavily built.